Hello, my name is Joshua Mugabi. I welcome you to topic 10.3, Sexual Reproduction in Humans. We are looking at learning outcome D. Appreciate the process of fertilization of an ovum and the development of the zygote up to birth. Our learning activity in pairs or groups. Learners research and describe verbally and in notes the process of fertilization, stages in the process of development from zygote to birth. Fertilization and development item 1. Let us try to understand fertilization, understanding of fertilization. During a school biology lesson on human reproduction, the teacher provides diagrams showing sperm movement, egg structure, early embryonic stages, and fetal development. Tasks. Research the meaning of fertilization. We want to research the meaning of fertilization. Fertilization is the fusion of a sperm nucleus with an ovum nucleus. So we are saying when the nucleus of the sperm, for example here, we have the sperm that has come to enter the ovum, and the nucleus enters, and when the nucleus fuses with another nucleus, we get fusion of the nuclei. That is what we are referring to as fertilization. When you look here, you will see that this is the ovum. It has got the cortical granules inside. It has the zona pellucida, has corona radiata, which we said is made up of follicular cells. These ones outside. And here we have our spermatozoan. When it comes and its head enters into the zona pellucida, then we say that the process of fertilization is starting. And when the nucleus of the sperm fuses with the nucleus of the ovum, then we say fertilization has taken place. Discuss where fertilization takes place. So we want to find out where does fertilization take place. Fertilization occurs in the fallopian tube, or what we call the oviduct. So fertilization is going to take place in the fallopian tube, this area here. That's where fertilization will take place, in the fallopian tubes, or what we call the oviduct. That's where fertilization is going to take place. This is the ovary. These are fallopian tube fibril, and this is the fallopian tube. So this point here, it is where fertilization takes place. Describe how sperm reaches the egg. We want to see how the sperm reaches the egg. The sperm travels from the vagina to the cervix, through the uterus to the oviduct. So we know that when the egg is produced, it is produced in the ovary, released in the ovary, it enters into the fallopian tubule. And when it is in the fallopian tubule, it is there in the oviduct. Now the sperm will enter through the vagina here. This is our sperm. It will enter. Then it will pass through the cervix. The cervix is this entry here. It will pass through the cervix, and then it will pass through the uterus. We have the uterus here. So it will come in the uterus here, swimming, and then from the uterus it will enter into the fallopian tubule, or what we call the oviduct. And here it will now find the egg, and then fertilization will take place. That is the journey traveled by the sperm. Explain how one sperm fuses with the ovum. Explain how one sperm fuses with the ovum. We say many sperm reach the ovum, but only one will succeed. For example, if we look here we can see that there is sperm 1, there is sperm 2. So when you look at them, you will see that sperm 1 is the one that is able to first hit the membrane, and it is the one which has become successful, so it will be allowed to enter. And when it enters, its nucleus now will go and fuse with the nucleus of the ovum. So it is only one which is going to be allowed to enter. The first one to come and touches the zona pellucida is the one which is going to pass through. So we can see here that there is only one sperm that has entered into the ovum. And after that one, they form a perivitelline space, which will prevent any other entry of any other sperm. So it is only one that succeeds. Explain the stages from zygote formation to birth. Explain the stages from zygote to birth. Let's now start with the zygote formation. The fertilized egg forms the zygote. When the egg has been fertilized with the sperm cell, we form what we call a zygote. For example, if we look here, here we have our egg with the two nuclei fusing. When the sperm nucleus and the egg nucleus fuse together, what we form is what we call the zygote. And when you come this side, you are going to see that we are having the nucleus, which is the maternal, had these chromosomes, and the paternal chromosomes, which came with the nucleus of the sperm. They align themselves on the spindle, and thereby they form what we call a zygote. Let's now look at cleavage. Cleavage, or what we call mitotic division. Now, the zygote, when it has been formed, it divides repeatedly as it moves down the oviduct. So, when you look here we have said we have formed our zygote, and we saw the chromosomes aligning themselves, the paternal and the maternal. After that one, then now what is going to happen, it is going to undergo what we call mitotic division. They are going to undergo mitotic division, and when they undergo mitotic division, all that one is what we call cleavage, undergoing mitotic division. And when they undergo mitotic division, they form a structure called morula. Now let us look at blastocyte formation. A hollow ball of cells forms. Remember, we ended up forming with a morula. Many cells having been formed by mitotic division, as you can see inside here. Now they are going to arrange themselves, and they are going to form a structure with the cells dividing themselves and leaving a gap in the middle, like as if it is a hollow ball, a gap in the middle. That one is what we call the blastocyte. We can clearly see it here. If you look at this one, this is our blastocytes. The cells that were forming, they go on the outside and they leave a gap in the middle. And this gap which is left in the middle here is what we are calling a hollow ball. And when such a thing happens, then we call it a blastocyte. Blastocyte has been formed. That one is what we call the blastocoa. That space inside here is what we call the blastocoa. And the whole structure is known as a trophoblast or blastomere. Cells are surrounding around in the inner part of the blastocyte. Let's look at implantation. implantation. The blastocyst embeds itself in the uterine lining. So we ended up by forming a blastocyte. Now, when the blastocyte is formed, which is here, this blastocyte will come and embed itself in the uterine wall. This is the uterine wall. It will come and embed itself in the uterine wall. And when it embeds itself in the uterine wall, that is what we call implantation. Now let us look at the embryo formation from weeks 1 to week 8. Embryo formation, week 1 to week 8. Here, the major organs start to develop. So we can see here our embryo, and when the embryo is here, we can see that many organs are starting to be formed. The placenta and the umbilical cord develop. So we have the umbilical cord, which is this one, developing. We have developed the placenta, or this one that you are seeing here. Those are the placenta developing in that region. We are seeing very many other organs being formed. Chorion, have amnion, amniotic cavity, we have the yolk sac, have the umbilical stalk, chorionic villi, allantois, chorion, and very many others are formed. Then we have the fetal stage, that is from week 9 to birth. Here, growth and organ maturation occur. So here our fetal stage, most of the organs will occur and they will become mature. Then movement begins. The body system develops fully. That is from week 9 up to birth. Then we come to birth. During birth, the uterine muscles will contract. The cervix will dilate, and the baby is delivered, followed by the placenta. So we are having the birth procedure here. We are seeing here the baby positioning, and then we can see here the baby contractions are starting, and the baby here is being delivered, and we can see that the cervix dilates and the baby is delivered, pushed out, and he will be followed by the placenta. Thank you for participating in topic 10.3. We have been looking at sexual reproduction in humans. We have looked at learning outcome D. Appreciate the process of fertilization of an ovum and the development of the zygote to birth. We have been looking at learning activity in pairs or groups. Learners research and describe verbally and in notes the process of fertilization stages in the process of development from zygote to birth. Please visit me at Mugabi Joshua Biology on YouTube. Don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe.